Yeah, damn. All right, Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Good grand rising, as my friend Alex says. Did a little research on that stuff, but that's a call for another day. How are you doing? Talk to me. Let's get us fired up here. Put another quarter in this thing. See if we get another day out of it. All right. Whew, been a week. Wendy's watching. uh, grand rising to you. Hey, who else has been fighting that chest cold and nasal stuff? That cough that's like, we're going to be coughing right now. There's not any excusing yourself or moving out to a different room or whatever. It's just blah. So tough to be around. You just want to hole up, crawl under a rock. Like, when am I going to get better? There's literally no cure for the common cold. None. Take all this stuff, throw some vitamin C at it, rest, water, drinking the water, sleep. Anybody care to guess the sleep score last night? Wendy's waving. I think it's me and you and me. Oh, man. Well, it's been a week. It's been rough nights and long days of trying to feel better. Pumping a few of these in me. Oddly enough, I've gotten a walk in each day, which is good. So good to see you, Dave Howard. Sleep number, not good. Last night, 48. Although I asked myself when I got up, I said, so what do you think you got? And I said, probably 60, 63. So it's a 48, feels like 63. Tony Batai, 64. Yeah, man, it's been a rough one. Good to see you guys. Thanks for jumping on. Ed Ricker, this week feels like too. Yeah. You know, we got some rain yesterday. I'm out there shoveling the snowbank out into the street, trying to get it knocked down, just for some spring. Like, help a brother out, right? Like, that's how I feel every March. Like, come on, man. No sun, we're just battling over here, gobbling up the vitamin D. But just getting through it. See what I mean? Excuse me. Just getting through it. So we'll get March behind us. I hate to wish my days away, but ain't nothing good about March. March Madness, I guess, if you're a basketball fan, but which I am, and it's going to be fun to watch Cooper Flag trash the entire NCAA. But yeah, we had a good call last night on our bi-weekly call for our Edge Live community. So if you're looking for a new community to join us. Jason's in there. He just joined us. He's a 9 today. How can you not be a 9 on a Friday, right? I mean, really. Happy Friday, Mark Bunker says. Bunker, you better get that walk in today. You missed yesterday. I'm watching you. Get it done. Yeah, so, hey, good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. Got about, I don't know, we only have about 250 people on here this morning. 10. Come on down. Yeah, we're going to, I think. It's brutal up here, Like, man, go outside, it's just snow, wet, rain. Pound the coffee. Bunker says he's going to get his walk in today. I'm going to check in with you later today, Mark. I want a picture or something. Like you always say, pics or it didn't happen, right? A little something for the gram. That might weave in well to my topic today, Mark, which is that you don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem. Ooh, coming at you, right? How often do you guys catch yourselves saying, I don't have time. I'm running out of time. I'd love to start a business. I don't have time. I'd like to get my workout in. I don't have time. I want to get in shape. I don't have time. Time to get real. You don't have a time problem. You've got a priority problem. Because we all get the same 24 hours. The difference between high performers and people who stay stuck is time. It's how they use their time. It's what they prioritize. Zig Ziglar says lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have the same 24 hours. We all have 24-hour days. Ed Ricker, March is my birth month. 52 years young. Good for you, Ed. We got at least one reason to celebrate March. Luke McGee out in Wisconsin says, I did my walk already this morning. Good for you, Luke. Somebody lit a fire under Luke. Matt Moore, all the time. Yeah. Why does it matter? Because if you're feeling overwhelmed and scattered, or you're always busy but never making real progress, this is going to change everything for you. I hope. So today I'm going to show you why I don't have time is a lie, and how to apply the 90-10 rule to get more time in, get more done in less time. I'll talk about a 3-part question you can ask when you're trying to figure out, hey, is this worth my time? Right? See if it actually matters. So, but yeah, I don't have time is just the biggest lie. The truth is, you already prioritize certain things. You just may not realize it. You don't have time for the gym, but you have time to scroll on social media. You don't have time to read a book, but you binge watch Netflix. Guys, understand when I say you, I say I'm meaning me as well at times. You don't have time to follow up on that sales call. I'll do it tomorrow. But you answer every text from your buddies immediately. Yeah, I said it 30 times this morning. Your actions reveal your real priorities, guys. What you do with your time shows what matters to you. My friend Mike Foley says, what you do, and he's a nutrition guy and owns a gym. And he said, what you do in private shows in public. And that includes your time. So the 90-10 rule structure your day for maximum efficiency, guys. Most people waste 90% of their time on things that don't really move the needle, and only 10% on what actually matters. Let's flip that. Let's spend 90% on what actually matters. All right. Identify those 10% actions. Those are the ones that drive 90% of the results. So, in the business world, instead of spending hours, maybe tweaking your website, focusing on things that don't really move the needle, make some sales calls that bring in revenue. On the health side, instead of obsessing over the tiny details, focus on consistent workouts and eating clean. Instead of looking at the package, well, this has 26 grams of carbs and this one has 24. I'll eat the 24. Yeah, that's great. That's not your problem. Your problem is all the other stuff you did in between. And on the personal side, instead of endless learning and podcasts and audio books, take action on what you actually learned and what you actually know. The fastest way to level up is to identify what's actually working and just do more of that. And then eliminate those time wasters, that 90% stuff. Pretty sure you're talking about me. Wendy, been a long week, right, babe? You get a pass because you got the hip thing going, then you're sick. But we can always find ways to be productive, right? Me too. Same thing. So that 3-part question I mentioned, it's a great way to instantly cut distractions and focus. All right. So whenever you feel busy but unproductive, ask yourself this: is this actually moving me toward my goal? I got a cough. Hang on. Excuse me. Hope that mute button worked. Maybe it didn't. Is this actually moving me toward my goal? Or am I just staying busy? Busy. That's 1. 2, if I stopped doing this, would it even matter? Would anything change? And then 3, third part of the 3-part question: what's the one thing I should be doing right now that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Right? The answer to that last question, that's what you should be focusing on. What's the one thing I should be focusing on right now that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? What's one thing you always say you don't have time for, but deep down you know you need to prioritize? This time of the year, getting those taxes done, getting all that paperwork in. Ed would like that. Ed says, guilty of scrolling on my phone. Me too. Guilty as charged. Who else? Right. And you really want to scare yourself. Go to your I don't know, the thing on your iPhone that shows you screen time. It's in settings or something like that. Go look at that. You're going to see where your priorities lie very quickly. All right. So what's one thing you always say you don't have time for, but deep down you know you need to prioritize? So today, let's identify the biggest time waster in your day. I bet we can find it. Maybe Ed, maybe you just said it, What's one thing you do daily that isn't actually moving you forward? Cut it out or delegate it or put a limit on it. Like for instance, the social media, the scrolling, put a limit on it. You know you're going to do it. So, say, hey, maybe I enjoy that. I do that for 10 minutes in the morning when I have a coffee, and just kind of allows me to get things going, get the juices going. That's okay. And try putting it aside. And then apply the 90-10 rule. Write down the top 10% of actions that drive 90% of your results. Make those your priority this coming week, or just try it today. And then use the 3-part question to stay on track. Every time you catch yourself busy but not productive, just stop and ask, is this moving me forward? Or is it just a distraction? Right? Can't tell you how many times I've sat down at this laptop to do something and then just grab the phone. Just a habit. Grab the phone. It's awful, right? We all, most of us, addicted to the scroll. If you're not, you're doing better than most. So you don't need more time, guys. You need better priorities. Here, I've said that, priorities. The people, oh man, it's been a long week. The people who aren't the ones, the people who win aren't the ones who have more hours in the day, right? They're the ones who use them wisely. They're just using their time better. You can start by time blocking. Right, Luke? You knew that was coming. If you want to go to the next level, stop saying, I don't have time, and start owning your priorities. Sometimes we just have to say no. Or, hey, I wish I could. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't move the needle for me right now. I got a quote here from Charles Buxton. You will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. Yeah. Can't remember who I heard the quote from. One of the guys in the contractor fight group. We find time to do the things that are important to us. Every day, we do the things that are important to us. And if that's something that happens to be something that moves the needle for you, great. If it isn't, then apply that 3-part question. I'm gonna scroll back to that in my notes. Excuse me, for some of you guys that just jumped on. Identify the biggest time waster in your day. Right? Here's the 3-part question. Is this actually moving me toward my goal? If I stop doing this, would it even matter? What's the one thing I should be doing right now that makes everything else easier? Easy to remember. Is it moving me toward my goal? Does it even matter? What's the one thing? Bam, bam, bam. Every single day. And then post in the group how it changed your week, if it did. Wendy Elite is watching. Michelangelo says, very timely for me. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad. We've got a couple people watching on Instagram. Thank you to you guys for tuning in. And I'm sorry for the cough and the raspiness this week, but we've truly been battling over here. We're both in the middle of it at the same time. I think I kind of had it a little bit, and then Wendy probably got it from me. She went down the drain, and then I was right behind her. So we're in the thick of it. But I committed to going every day, and it hasn't been easy. It would have been easy just to kind of mail it in and say, hey guys, I'm not feeling well today, gonna bag it. But I wanted to continue to bring some value to you guys, and I appreciate you jumping on every day and rolling with me. I've had some people, too many camels. Yeah, snap that filter off the camel. And just had too many people reach out to me and say, hey man, I enjoy starting my day with you. I don't always catch it live, but I watch it. So I appreciate that. Guys, if this kind of stuff helps you, share it. Please share it with somebody and send it along. If something landed with you, whether it was time management or prioritization or something even more business related, share it out. I'd love to get a bunch more people on here on the daily. I'm going to keep showing up. I talk to you guys about discipline, talk to you about consistency, and you're going to see that in the way that I show up every day for you. So we've got to walk the walk. Jason Rector says, the magic we're looking for is in the work we're avoiding. Ooh, bam. Mic drop. Mic drop. That's that one pill, right? Does anybody else have any great things to share on time management, prioritization? I'm having a hard time with that word. Prioritization. And anybody that just says, I don't have time. You know what? For me, like the first thing that goes out the window when I get stressed or I don't have time is the workout, right? So we gotta make sure we put those things that are important to us that we prioritize on our schedule. So oftentimes I do most of my coaching calls Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Mondays and Fridays, I want to make sure I don't miss something on a Monday or Friday because I do have more time those days. The other days it's a challenge. Excuse me. I don't know if that mute button works or not. Somebody let me know. Wendy will after. Wendy Lee is watching. So yeah, what are you guys going to do today to help better prioritize your time? Did you get anything out of this? It was just a good way to drink a cup of coffee. Michelangelo, you said it was very timely for you. Tell me more about that. Yeah, Josh Baker is here. You snuck in there, snuck in the back door. I didn't see you. Yeah, and a few people watching on Instagram. So, guys, I upload these to, Wendy uploads them to, well, actually, they're automatically uploaded to YouTube. And we also pull them down and put them on our Edge group, the free group. So we have building out a library of calls there. So we save this stuff and we title it so you can find it. So if you're going through and say, hey, man, I'm struggling with time management. Oh, I see Bob did something on that on whatever, March 7th. We can take a look at it. So Mark Bugger says, turn the cup around. Turn the freaking cup around. I know, usually my marketing game's off, Mark. Usually turn the cup around this way. So you can see that Summit Coaching and Consulting. Which reminds me, I would be remiss if I didn't pop this up. Ask you to grab it on Instagram. It won't cost you $1 million. If you read it and you like it, have something to say about it, do me a solid and write a review on Amazon. That would be fantastic. Lisa says, saying no to working out on those hard days is saying no to your health. Boom. Exactly. And what's more important than your health? None of that work stuff. It's all going to be there, right? So carve out the time. Oddly enough, and I was telling Lisa this last night on our call, even though I've struggled more this week just to feel good, I've gotten something in every day. Gotten either some time on the treadmill or go out and walk every single day, feeling the worst I've felt in a long time. How do you figure it, right? But it's good. We talked last night about motivation and momentum. So I've created a little bit of momentum this week, and we're gonna run with it, so to speak. Michelangelo says, I've got a lot. Excuse me. I've got a lot of responsibilities and commitments that are important to me, but I can't dedicate the time I need to those things and the business. Yeah, you got to sit down and make a list, brother. What are the most important things that make the business run? And how do those compare to the responsibilities and commitments that are important to you? Rate them 1 to 5. Rate them 1 to 5 and see where they land. And there might be a time where you're just in a season where one thing needs more of you than the other. And then look to know when you're going to be able to switch that. I've had to become a lot more patient. I was telling the guys on the call last night, I got to put it up on my bookshelf, a little thing that says, take your time, but hurry up. And that's kind of my mentality. Yes, take your time, but hurry up. Let's get it done. So take a look at what you've got. Maybe rate it 1 to 5. And then ask yourself, what are the things that are actually moving you toward your goal? If you stop doing any of them, would it even matter? Probably, it sounds like maybe it does. Then what's the one thing you should be doing right now that makes the most sense? And Michelangelo, there might be some of those things you might be able to unload to a VA or an assistant. But all that stuff's hard when you're bootstrapping it and doing it on your own and trying to get things going. So I feel for you. Happy to have a call with you anytime to shoot the shit and kick some things around. I need a left-handed cup, Jason says. Yeah, I do too, right? Let me see. Luke replied to your message. You tried using the Eisenhower matrix. Great one, Luke. Yeah, I forgot about that. The Eisenhower matrix is a great way to help you prioritize your time. So there's urgent and important, urgent, not important, not urgent, important, not urgent, not important, not urgent, not important goes out the door. And that's a great way to prioritize your tasks. Good job, Luke. What things make the register ring? Those are my first. Yeah. Where are we gonna make the money? Michael and Tony, I forgot that freaking thing at home. Yeah, it can be overwhelming, guys. And when it is, we got to pick that one thing and knock it off. My mom always says, do the worst first. But sometimes the worst is a really long thing that takes a really long time. So when you're faced with that, pick off a few of those smaller things. If it takes 2 minutes or less, do it right then. And make that pile smaller. Okay. And you are making progress, and you're working on it every day. Sometimes you just have to sit back and go, all right, I'm doing the thing. Carmen is here. We love Carmen. It's 5:21 a.m. for Carmen. And here she is saying good morning. So we roused her right out of bed on the West Coast. So thanks for being here. Better late than never, Bubba says. Hello. Never give anybody a break. Bubba, how's that event going out in Oklahoma? We're talking about time management today and prioritizing things and focusing on the 10%, the 10% of the things that really move the needle and that do 90% of the results. Better late than never. Just got a comment. Let me check on Instagram. So yeah, it's good being here with you guys today. I hope you guys have some great things lined up for the weekend. We don't have a lot. We can't do a lot. Which take a ride and get out of this box, I think. Yeah, good. I'm glad it's going great. Are they actually building a pond out there, Bubba? Or, I saw some stuff online this morning. I don't know if they were doing another one of those on-site deals, but maybe not. And I know you got some friends out there with you. So, well, great. Guys, it's good to see you this morning. I'll wrap things up. I got a bunch of things to do. Yeah, I guess you didn't take priority. Thanks for not prioritizing this call this morning, Bubba. We appreciate that. So, yeah, guys, go forth and conquer. Take a look at how you spend your time, right? Like I said, you may not have a time problem. You might have a priority problem. What are the things that are important to you? If you're scrolling on the phone, check that. Pre-show, they did a big pond. That's good. Cool. So you guys get to walk around. It looked like it was kind of muddy. I don't know whose social media I was looking at, but I saw somebody's. I saw a comment Roy made or something. But yeah, well, that's great. And guys, just take a look at how you're spending your time. You can always get better. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. You got to sleep part of it, right? You need to give some of it to family. It doesn't leave a lot for work and us personally. So work on that 10% that really moves the needle. That creates 90% of the results. All right. Good to see you guys. I appreciate you being here. And I'll be back tomorrow, Saturday morning, 8 a.m. All right. Do good things. We'll see you guys. Have a great day.